Welcome to the Batwave, and today I'm going to be talking about this movie called Dangal. So Dangal is a movie produced by a Hindi film, so it's not American, it's Indian based, and it's an Indian language that most Indians speak, which is, you know how the American language you speak English, so in most Indians speak Hindi, right? So I wanted to have this entire review about this movie I saw today because it was very inspiring, very moving. And I went with my mom today, and I didn't actually expect this to become like a great movie, or I didn't expect it to become like amazing. But it turns out it's a really big hit in the Indian community. Said by my parents, said actually by a lot of my friends, and I give it a great review mainly because it depicted a lot of different things when it comes to family, when it comes to trust, and when it comes to women. So I wanted to give a shout out to all the women out there. Also, I'm gonna go into it right now. So this is a movie about basically Aamir Khan. He's an actor, and he's basically a father of two girls, right? And all the kids that he has, they're all girls. So the issue is that he wanted a boy because he's a professional wrestler, and he wanted a boy so he can follow his footsteps. But the thing is that fate gave him four girls. So what he did with those four girls, he made two of them into wrestlers. The other two were kind of irrelevant. They're too young, so it didn't matter. But most of the movie was about these two girls, and they grew up to become wrestlers. And his dad, at first, he made sure like they were doing a lot for. He was doing a lot for them. And as these girls were growing up, they kind of like saw like their dad was there for them. Obviously, it started out a little bit like vigorous because they had a lot of training. They had to cut their hair off, as you can see in the image, but it actually turned out for the better and stuff like that. And Dangal was one of those things where when you actually see people get older, you see like their real intentions behind it. So it was really good. And the girls went on to become professional wrestlers. And the funny part is, when you finish this entire movie, you realize that it's actually a true story, based off of like a true inspiring like motivating like tale. And it's actually true. To this day, these two girls in real life have won 29 medals in the wrestling for women competition. So it's cool because this film was by Nitesh Tiwari, and he directed this film, but it actually had like the biggest hit recently in the Indian community. So I just want to give a shout out. This is the cast members, and this is the real girl, and this is the main guy, Aamir Khan, like who is the father of the two girls in the film. So this movie got really high rated, and it got 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, mainly because it was a very realistic film. It depicted realistic views about two girls growing up in a community where they were actually like just looked down as people who are gonna get married, who's gonna do household chores, who are just gonna live up to regular girls. But it's amazing because his dad showed the entire world that girls aren't just meant to do one thing; they're meant to do other things just as much as boys are. So it showed equality in a sense, and it showed fairness, and it showed him fighting against the whole world with his two girls and proving a point. It wasn't just about wrestling at the end of the day; it was about proving how girls all have a stand in everything in the world. And it just kind of went from him having no kids to him having some kids who weren't boys to him training them and proving the world how it doesn't matter about your gender, it matters about their ability to fight every day. So I really did like the film a lot, and I thought it was worth the review. So I was like, why not? Let me do this. So I did it, and this entire Dangal crew minus Aamir Khan, obviously it's this guy over here, but this is the entire Dangal crew, and these are the two girls that were in the film, are portrayed in the film, and they were the ones who were wrestling. They both became professionals, and it was a great movie. It was very realistic. It showed the Indian culture in the background. It showed the sand, the tensions. It showed a lot of emotionality when it comes to a father-daughter relationship with both girls, and it actually showed how they both came up over it over time. It showed how their bond increased too. Because at one point in the film, there was this coach that was training the two girls, and he was pretty harsh, and he only told the girls like, "Yo, you have to only listen to me and me only. Not don't listen to your father." But the thing is, they listened to their father, and they actually won the championship. And in the end, the coach was um, he wasn't listened to, and also in the end, even the coach like realized like his way, their dad's way was the right way. So it was pretty motivating because it was about change. This film was basically about change, and it changed the minds of a lot of people who thought one way into a different realm when they think like a different way. So it kind of showed acceptance, family, and I would say showing feminism to the highest point, and also accepting others for their differences and the way they are. So yeah, this is my critique over the film. I give it personally a 9.2 out of 10. mainly because it had culture, it had family, and it had really good fighting scenes when it came to wrestling, and it had very good dialogue. And on top of that, Amir Khan lost a lot of weight just for this film at one point, and he gained a lot of weight back. So in the beginning, he started off as a jacked wrestler, and then in the middle of the film, he gained a lot of weight. And then after the film, he had to lose it. So just how much effort the people in the cast put in for this movie, I give it a 9.2 out of 10. And even for Rotten Tomatoes, for them to get an 83%, I think that's kind of bogus, but it did really show a lot, and I'm really glad like it did show it. The only negatives about this movie, I would say, is that it didn't really emphasize too much on the boy character that was with the two girls, and that was their cousin who was helping him out the most time. And also, I kind of wish there was more of an American base to it too, because yeah, the girls did fight Americans, but it was just like with the language barriers right there. So I wish they kind of trash talked in a way. That's why I give it a little bit less. And besides that, it was very good. It was a very good film, and the opponents were challenging, and it was actually a pretty challenging race because every battle was actually like a test for this girl Geeta, and this girl is Babita. So the main crew in this entire film was Geeta, Babita, Amir Khan, who was known as um, the father, I guess. Yeah, no, he's the father, and yeah, this is the film, and you guys should definitely go check it out. I saw it today with my parents. I didn't expect it to be that great. It was amazing, and I give it a 9.2 out of 10 for all those reasons. This is Batwave, and I'm out.